Welcome to the Hottest Wellness Podcast. I've got time with Cherry ShaKayla.
Here we discuss personal growth, relationships, and healing to become aligned with the best version of ourselves. Hi, baby.
What's up, girl? I keep forgetting that we're just getting into it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird not saying the intro every week, but I've been wanting to not say the intro every week for a hot minute, so I'm glad about it.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all can hear the intro, but we just don't record it. It's like
every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
I'm good. My allergies are like really beating my ass.
I'm gonna have to give you an acupressure massage, like at least help drain your nasal passages.
I'm down.
Yeah, I don't think I ever gave you acupressure before.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't really done a lot of services on you at all. Like I used to do your wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Service me up, baby. So what's up? How you feeling?
I feel good for the most part, you know. I feel like I'm really processing a lot of stuff over the last few days.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's where I am. But I do feel good. I feel in alignment, and that's what is most important to me. Because, girl, what is the point of us doing this, you know?
Yeah.
I'm super, super hella excited because your birthday is like in another week. And I'm like have a surprise for Cherry's birthday. She don't like know at all what we doing for her birthday.
Yeah.
And so I like been keeping it secret for like so many months, and I'm so just ready for her birthday to be here, like to celebrate her. Like I mean, obviously Cherry is my girlfriend, so y'all know that I like her and I love her, but she's literally one of my best friends, and we have so much fun together. There's nobody else that I'd rather spend this much time with, for real. And she makes my life so much better and so abundant, and I learned so much from her, and she's just so pretty and fun and funny and cool. And so, you know, like when birthdays come around, it's like when you really, really, really like lay it on thick, like. And so,
thanks, baby.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You guys better be in the comments on her birthday. It's the 6th. So yeah. Make sure y'all shouting her out and sharing her birthday posts.
Yeah.
And giving her lots of love.
Love on me, but not too much. Just enough.
Is there anything you want to get up off your chest this week?
I feel like I had a couple of things, but I didn't write them down. It's probably a good thing. I didn't write that down. I'm gonna pass.
You gonna pass today?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we kind of gonna get something off our chest together.
Yeah.
Or whatever, so it's cool. I want to first say, like, when we get this off our chest, it's not like necessary to be complaining about stuff. It's like just to bring certain issues to the light that we feel like is impacting our communities. But we also want to share this space with y'all. So like, send us DMs. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We don't really check DMs on TikTok, so I don't recommend that.
Yeah.
But yeah, send us a message and like let us know what is bothering you this week. Like what's got you riled up, because we would like to know, and we would like to share it too on the story. So this week, if you are not part of the LGBTQI plus community, then you may not know what's going on with Target, but child, Target is having some issues in their stores because they have been one of the corporations that have been pushing Pride products, and it's Pride. Happy Pride Month, y'all. We're celebrating Pride all month long.
Yeah.
We're gay as hell, if you haven't noticed. And so
gay.
Ding. I used to love that. Like every time I heard that song, I would just go. The TikTok trends.
Insert SpongeBob meme. That was hilarious when that first popped up. People would just be asking like celebrities and stuff like, are they?
You know? Are you know? I feel like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is my perspective. I feel like sexuality is a spectrum. I think everybody's a little bit gay because I think that's how we're like attracted to our friends and stuff too. But I feel like there's a spectrum. You're either like on this end of spectrum where you're like really heterosexual, and then it goes further and further and further where you're like really gay and you're open to being with literally anybody, which is more like pan or queer, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like celebrate Pride. I feel like if you are not in part of the community, this is the time for you to become more educated, become more knowledgeable, at least try and open yourself up to understand other people. And at the very least, mind your motherfucking business if you don't like gay people. Because why do you care about what another group of people is doing that literally doesn't impact you, has nothing to do with you, and you can literally keep scrolling, keep walking, and just live your own fucking life.
Literally.
Like,
it's none of your business.
Getting weird out here. The fact that we've made so much progress and like there's certain extremist groups trying to push us back into the closet, we're fucking not going to let you. We are gay and we're here to stay.
We're here. We're queer.
So back to Target. They have been for the last few years really putting a lot of Pride products and stuff out, and they started out doing it just like, you know, in June, but I feel like all year round they do have Pride merchandise available. And so with so many extremist groups popping up everywhere, these motherfuckers are in the stores harassing their employees, damaging the products, just getting fucking crazy. And so in this situation, Target decided what they was going to do was remove some of these products from their store, like from selling them. And so a lot of people are really riled up in the community, but I feel like one is because of a lot of misinformation being spread and people not actually really knowing what happened or what's going on. So the first thing is the most complete importance is those employees, okay? Nobody gives a fuck about selling these products and Target making more money if it's at the expense of anybody's physical person. Those products are not important when it comes to, oh, do I value people or do I value them making more sales? Right. Just to say that they're selling gay shit. Like, it's not that fucking serious.
It's really not.
It's not. You can buy something gay from anywhere else, and we can also protect people.
You can order stuff online.
Literally. Like, I feel like that's the best solution that what you suggested.
Like, take it out of the store so we're not purposely putting people's lives at risk and just sell it online.
I mean, and you don't have to take it out of all stores. It's like these are isolated incidents. We're not going to pretend like in some places it's perfectly cool to be gay and you're safe and everything. But in other places it's fucking not. And so in those places they need to take the measures to protect their employees. And I would say take it a step further and really just put security in all their stores. I don't understand why they don't have security. Even TJ Maxx and Ross got fucking security. Why Target don't have security?
I think they have security.
It's more like theft prevention. Yeah. It's not security.
Yeah.
So that's not the same thing. Them trying to write a report and call the police if they catch somebody stealing is not the same thing if somebody violently attacked one of their employees and they were in an unsafe situation and needed to be protected or at least the people removed from the property. And so y'all need to chill on Target, first of all. And you know I'm not even a corporation person, so like stop being fucking dumb. Y'all are so dense, and I really hate to even call people dumb, but like how many times every week we come on an episode talking about find stuff out for yourself. First of all, stop going to the mainstream news. Stop going to Instagram and TikTok for your news from random ass person that literally didn't do their own research, and find out what really happened first before you just start spreading everything. Like, come on, y'all being irresponsible.
For real though.
You like looking for that another spider, or you on edge?
Yeah, I'm on edge.
Y'all, this morning we was like getting ready to record and it was like a spider. Cherry was like, there's something crawling on the wall, and it was low-key making its way down fast, right? It was like crawling fast.
It had the knives on.
Yeah, and I'm like, I do not want people to kill spiders. I don't want people to kill animals. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and save the spider. And I didn't think I could. I didn't feel confident in my abilities. I was like, okay, I'm just going to kill it. I talked to him. I'm like, I'm sorry I got to do this to you. Like, I really didn't want to kill you. And I thought I killed it. And then I went to go make up the bed. Like, and when I pulled the covers back, the spider was big chilling under the cover. Like, waiting for me. Like, hey, girl, you thought you got me, but I'm not dead. And I was like, okay, cool. Now I can save his life because I couldn't reach up on the ceiling and try and save his life. It was like I had to do extra shit. So I put it inside this little makeup pouch, and I carried it outside, and I transported it safely. The spider's still alive. One of his legs was a little bit wonky, but he made it out. He made it out, you know, and that's that's what's important.
His homegirls will wrap him up.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to that spider blessing us and bringing all these blessings into our life. You know, I'm like heavily spiritual, and I'm very connected to animals and shit like that. And so, you know, to me, animals bring messages. They also bring abundance, depending on, you know, what animal it is. And spiders, they're extremely abundant. Spiders represent like the energy of the number 8. And so it's all about having so many options. And bless you. Oh, goodness. Confirmation. A good sneeze is a spiritual confirmation. And so that means that there's blessings coming into our life. And if there's more blessings coming into our life, then that means there's more blessings coming into y'all life. So, period.
Facts on facts on facts.
Honestly, my manifestation's been hitting so hard, but so fast lately. Like, weird ass shit happens where, like, I manifested something in my physical reality. Like, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not weird. Wonderful.
Wonderful. Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, we trying to
get our vocabulary together.
Yeah, switch our vocabulary around. That's like my go-to word is crazy. Cause that's crazy. So this week we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Like, I felt really called to, like, I had an affirmation for y'all, but I really wanted to pull a tarot card. I'm gonna use this deck that my friend Ro gifted me, and I'll put it what the deck is in the comments because, baby, I don't know. And then we're gonna have like a little message. If you don't know anything about tarot, like, don't judge. Another thing is, find out before you just start saying, oh, that's devil worshiping. Like, it's divination. It's the same thing essentially as you reading the Bible and getting a message out of it. And it's me connecting with my spirit guides and my spirit team. Ooh. Okay. So the card that we have today, oh, 2 of them dropped out. Interesting. I shuffled this deck and they're like 18 and 19, the numbers. I'm gonna put like a little numerology thing when I post this next week on the story or on the page, but like I'm not gonna go into it right now. The cards, 18 says confront. I don't know, can y'all see it? And this person's like basically looking at their inner child. It looks like a portal. Like, they're in one whole place, but their inner child is like in another whole place. This is interesting. This is resonating for me. And then the number 19 card is shine. It's like literally the energy of the sun. It's so pretty, and the energy feels so happy. I really like these 2 messages together. First of all, when you like confront, maybe it's your fears, your trauma, certain experiences that you had, you allow yourself to finally process maybe what happened to you, you know what I mean, or what the experience was. And y'all remember last week when we played that clip from Kathy, how she said what she did to like resolve her trauma is the first thing that she did is she like wrote down what happened to her, how did it make her feel, you know, like what did she learn from it, and that helped her to process her emotions. So like I feel like this is what this message is saying, like it's time for you to process your emotions around certain things. But once you do that, then it's like literally creating so much space for you to like really shine, and like let yourself just be you. Because when we be holding on to that shit, it's like literally block our blessings and our abundance and keep us from really just being in our bag. Yeah. So shout out to that little message. Hey.
Shout out.
So we can get into the main topic. What are we discussing this week, baby? All you gotta do is read it. I mean, we do this every week, and I be getting so aggravated. Like, just read what it says.
Don't go off.
Cause why every week? I be trying to practice patience with it.
Cause sometimes
It literally says what the main topic is.
But sometimes the wording is like, I feel like I need to.
So, but right now in this moment though,
Conscious
can we
love.
be here?
Conscious love. We're talking about conscious love. Loving on purpose.
That's what conscious love means to you? To be conscious, does that mean like on purpose?
To be conscious means to be present, but I feel like conscious love means that you're being intentional.
Mm-hmm.
You're loving on purpose.
Yeah. I kind of like think about it like, what is your subconscious? That's like the underlying things that you don't really have any realizations on, but it's information that you know. And then your conscious is like what you're choosing to know and be aware of and be a part of and be present in. And so like, it's basically like choosing love. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily choose to love your parents or whatever, or like your family until you do.
Yeah.
But then to me, conscious love is like really making the choice. Like every day I choose to be with you. Every day is a new time for me to make a new commitment to you and say like, I want to be with you every single day. Like that's conscious love.
I want to be with you. What song is that?
Love by Rihanna and Kendrick Lamar. If I didn't ride blaze on pimp, would you still love me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love that song actually. That song's a vibe.
Yeah.
And it's a good song. I think that resonates with conscious love as well. Cause not that I wanted to get into this, but the difficulties of being in a relationship and being conscious in love is that the reality of you're learning and growing and your partner is also learning and growing. And so sometimes that creates conflicts in our relations and things. And then it's like more difficult to be present and be conscious. Yeah. So that's a thing.
Ooh, child.
The first thing we really wanted to get into is what Cherry said about being intentional in your relationships. Like, what do it mean for you to be intentional?
To be intentional in general or specifically intentional in a relationship?
In your relationship.
Being intentional in your relationship, for me, it's being aware of who you're with and like balancing the energy. Like, if I know that something could bother you in the future and I can do something about it now, I do something about it now. So it's like a breeze for you later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like cracking up in my head when you was talking because I hate this when Cherry's talking, but I can't stop myself in the moment of saying like, yeah. And then I start sounding like Willow Smith. But like, side note, did you know that Red Table Talk got canceled? But not just Red Table Talk. Yeah, it's like all of the Facebook shows. Yeah. Because Facebook is pulling back on a lot of stuff. Pretty much because, you know, Meta, they was trying to do too much and be too much like every other platform. And now they look silly and goofy. Yeah. And they wasted a lot of money. But that's so interesting to me. Like, that show was dropped. I think they are looking for a new network. I feel like they served their purpose, so I'm going to be honest with you. But I think they did have some really good, important conversations.
I feel like it would probably be a good YouTube original. Like, it needs to be on another space where everybody can see it. Yeah,
absolutely. And also that you could just watch it at free will. Like, yeah. So, back to what you were saying, though. I totally agree and resonate with what you said about being intentional. I feel like it goes back to being mindful and, like, your everyday practices, your everyday beliefs. And so like every day I wake up and I believe that Cherry is like the person that I want to be with. That's what I know. And so my actions throughout the day is according with that. Like, I'm intentionally loving her the way that she desires to be loved, because through lots of conversations and also just the experiences of us being together, I know that she prefers like me to be giving her lots of compliments, or like she's very affectionate, so she needs like that physical touch, or, you know, like I require something different, like, and that's where the balance come in, because I require actually a lot of personal space. And so where Cherry wants to be next to me, sometimes I have to be like, girl, get away from me. But like, not in that way, you know?
Yeah.
And so every day we're consciously choosing to make an effort for who we are individually in our relationships. And that's why we don't believe in couples goals, because like, why are you even making couples goals? Why are you comparing your relationship to another relationship? What relationship do you want to be in? And why aren't you creating that environment in the relationship you in now?
Yeah.
With the person that you want to be with and you love. Like, that's the whole point of it. That's the value of being in a relationship.
Yeah, I feel like your couples goals should just be you and your person evolved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still going to be me and Cherry's still going to be Cherry. Yeah. But the different aspects of our individual personalities is what make us as a couple, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like for sure, you got to be mindful. You have to be present in each moment. And you also have to be self-reflective. Because it's certain shit that you be doing that's unhealthy to your relationship, or at the very least unproductive. It adds no value. And so we be having to check ourselves. We have to be present, and it's a daily thing. Every day I'm like, okay, I didn't like how I communicated that to her, and we need to talk about that. I need to maybe apologize or say like, I wish I didn't communicate with you that way or whatever. And so like, it's the little things that matter. It's not like a broad picture of how well is your relationship going. It's what are you doing on a daily basis for your relationship to go well.
Yeah, literally.
And that's to me what conscious love is like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, part of being conscious though, part of being in a relationship that's like, yes, I'm intentional about the relationship I'm creating and what I want it to be and the vibe and all that though, is like being vulnerable. You have to be open to give love, and you have to be open to receive love. And if you're not, you're gonna sabotage your relationships, dead ass. You're either gonna feel like you're not deserving of it, and then you're gonna be like, it depends on what kind of person you are. You either gonna try and run away from the relationship, or you might become like hella codependent, like, and then lose yourself in a relationship, which neither one is good. But in order to have like vulnerability in relationships, you need to have intimacy.
Yeah.
We've talked about intimacy on a couple different episodes. And so if you go back and like find intimacy somewhere, that's probably the episodes that we talked about it in.
Yeah.
For you to really get more details on that. But what do you feel like, how are we intimate with each other? Like, how are we creating that on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, we create intimacy by making time for conversation. And even something as simple as, tell me about your day.
Yeah.
Because tell me about your day leads to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just a detailed list of the schedule. It's like something happened, and then you start getting into your thoughts about it, and that turns into a whole different conversation, and then y'all learn more about each other because of that.
And that's low-key on ADHD, but enough on me. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I feel like we do create spaces. A big part of our relationship period is conversation and talking to each other, but like, we're both ruled by Mercury. You're a Gemini and I'm a Virgo, so that is like our relationship really. That's our communication is a big part of who we are individually, and so that is what creates intimacy for us. But like, everybody's relationship is different, and so you need to really know yourself in order to know like what it is that you want out of a relationship, and also what you are capable of providing to another person. Because that's another thing. Like, you might not, like what I was saying before, that I was in a past relationship and they was asking me to do certain stuff and I just didn't care. Like, girl, whatever. Like, that wasn't no person for me, because I didn't like care enough to even go to extra steps and stuff. Like, you be knowing.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Another thing I feel like that is important is leading with curiosity in your relationship, which is really essentially creating a space to continue getting to know each other. We're always changing, we're always evolving. So if y'all are having new experiences together, if y'all are challenging each other to grow in different ways, and then just ultimately showing up to learn who your person is becoming and supporting them through that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's not who they was when you met them.
That's the key. I feel like a lot of people, specifically like married people, that be their issue.
Mm.
Like, you're not the same person you were 10 years ago when I met you when you were 23 and you were 10 pounds and didn't have a care in the world and no responsibilities. Like,
Yeah.
why would I be that same person? None of those things even exist anymore.
And then that's a separate conversation to how we contribute to our partner's change as well, because if you're not creating a balanced environment with your partner, then the stress of the relationship, the stress of regular life shit like work and kids and school and whatever, all of that stuff contributes to the health of your relationship. Yeah. So if you in a relationship with somebody and they don't really support you in the ways that you need, then over time you are going to become a different version of yourself. You're not going to be the person that when they met that you ain't have no issues or problems because they wasn't adding problems to your life.
Yeah. And also, like, your partner, hopefully you and your partner are like evolving and changing and growing as people. And especially if you're doing like therapy or something,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be the same person. Because you're like, things are coming up, you're addressing things, you're conquering things, you might be backing away from things.
Mm-hmm.
All of that affects the way that you behave and interact, the way that you think. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to be the same.
And that's why communication is so important in relationships. Like, me and Cherry, we had a really difficult relationship. I mean, not relationship. We had a really difficult year, and that made our relationship difficult. And we wasn't having difficulties with each other, but there was certain things like, so I'm going to be more vulnerable and open right now.
Okay.
I was having a lot of trauma surrounding like sexual assault, and it was starting to hit me like just this year. And so I was starting to have this relationship with my body that I didn't like my body, I didn't love my body, and I didn't want Cherry to like or love on my body either. And so it would be times where we didn't have sex for like months and weeks, and like I said before, Cherry's like a sexual person, like she need that. And so like that required her to really have a lot of patience with me while I was going through that. And even at times, even though I was communicating her to like what a lit kind of why, I wasn't telling her everything why either too at the same time. And then like when I was ready to tell her like, okay, it made sense, like this is why all these months like I have not been able to connect with you in this way, like. And so the whole time I was telling her like this isn't about you, this is just something that I'm like personally working through right now. And so even though we was having that difficulty in our relationship where we wasn't able to like connect on a sexual level, we were like still having a lot of intimacy because the communication was there, and I was telling her like this is what's going on with me emotionally.
Yeah.
And so that, to me, all of that is what is the conscious love of every day being present and what's going with you, and just being real with your partner. Like, yeah. So, we can slide into mental health matters. Are you ready to do that?
Yeah. I feel like really proud right now.
You do?
Yeah, just for like you sharing and being able to talk about it.
Yeah. I can't get into it too much because I'm really not there, but that little surface level, that was okay.
That was good.
This week for Mental Health Matters, we really want to encourage you guys to be on that self-love journey. You know, Literally, like what I just said, the example I gave, like I had to be intentional about my relationship with myself, with my body, and also with healing from those things. And creating that relationship of self-love with myself, because I couldn't accept love from Cherry. Like I couldn't like be present in what she was trying to offer me because I just didn't feel deserving of it. And the more that you also learn yourself, the more you know, like, what do I need? What do I want? And then you can communicate that in your relationships, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, not be wasting people's time and shit. Like,
don't waste my time. Different context, but.
Shout out to Keish. She had the bops. That album was Chef's Kiss. I might have to revisit.
Yeah.
You ever just hear certain albums and they like take you back to a specific time and it's like, oh, so nostalgic. Like when that CD came out, I was like in 9th grade, and I remember like I used to go over to my friend Jessica's house all the time after school. We'd be listening to music in her room. Shout out to Jessica. I miss you, girl. Anyways,
the B-side.
You know I'm so kawaii. It's like, now that we like really on camera, it's like I feel like our personalities come out more because this like me every day. And then it's Eva too.
She be doing that all the time.
It's her favorite. Yeah. So self-love is super important, and when you are intentional about loving yourself, it does help your mental health. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't love yourself, that impacts every other area of your life, all of your relationships, your confidence and your skills and abilities when it comes to other stuff, which is going to impact your career. And then, so next thing you know, you fucking depressed and shit, which was me, you know, and because you don't love yourself. And it's like, you have to do that. You have to learn that, because you just can't stand in love with another person when you don't love or value you. Like, you can't show up for them, you can't love on them, you can't appreciate them and validate their needs, and you can't accept it neither. So like, you gotta heal before you can really be capable of giving that. And some people, they need to take time and be single, and then some people, they can be in a relationship, I feel like, as long as they have a partner that, you know, is willing to be patient with them as they heal and grow. So, yeah.
That's the thing now. Because you can't be, like, badgering and nagging your person while they're essentially just going through some things.
Yeah, going through some things. Yeah, absolutely. It requires two people that are willing to love unconditionally. And we've talked about that in past episodes, like what really unconditional love is, and that's like just having peace and acceptance for who they are exactly right then, right now, with no changes. And me personally, I feel like you shouldn't enter a relationship if you don't have unconditional love for a person. Like, I don't care if this person never changes a thing about them, I'm always going to love them. But then unconditional love also has to go a step further. It's like, no matter how they change, I'm always going to love and accept them and be at peace with who they are right then and there. And we be having to reflect on our own selves, because we don't be doing that for ourselves neither. So how can you do it for somebody else? How can I'm not giving my own self grace. I'm like feeling guilty about my own shit. So it's a constant battle between reflecting on yourself, healing and growing a little bit, and then having the balance to also do the same thing for your partner and show up and support them with love, you know?
Yeah.
And respect too, because also, like, the way that I handle certain things is not going to be the same way that Cherry handles certain things. And like, you don't want to be trying to tell them how to heal or how to get over it or what they need to do, because you're just not them. And you also wasn't there when whatever happened to them that is still impacting them either. So yeah.
It's important to understand also that just in general, other people's journeys is their journeys. Like, who they are, who they're meant to be, essentially has nothing to do with you. Like, it's your job to be you and be concerned about yourself. Like, be concerned about them, but
not too much.
Yeah, like,
because at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want to do and what they need to do for them as well. And so we just have to show up and support them. And that's like in all your relationships, whether it's your family, your friends, your romantic partner, because that's where boundaries come into place too. Right then and there. If you have respect for people that you're in relationships with, then you will honor their boundaries and what is okay to have a conversation about, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, how far you could take a conversation, or even like, how are you coming at this person? Because it's okay for me to say to my friend, like, hey friend, are you okay? But how am I asking that okay? Am I accusing them like, you being a bad mom to your kids type of thing? Or are you coming in with a more nurturing and understanding perspective? Like, I know you're going through a lot right now and it's impacting you as a mom. How can I help you and support you? So to take a little off your plate. Like,
completely different.
So how are you really showing up in your own relationships too? What would you need? And maybe what you need is not what they need. And that's why you have to ask, like, how can I help you? And sometimes they don't know. Like, Cherry was trying to help me. She wanted to figure out what was going on with me. But, like, she couldn't. Like, there was nothing she could do to help me. Except just be there. Which was enough. And so, yeah. I think we can move into Get Well Soon. I feel like it's a good segue. Because this week on my channel, I will be discussing creating safe spaces for yourself and others. What's a safe space to you? Like, what do you consider a safe space?
A safe space is... space where I can truly just be myself and not... a space that doesn't make me feel uncomfortable as soon as I'm there. I thought about this earlier when I was talking to my sister. I thought about the difference in the way that my body feels when I'm around my parents versus when I'm around, like, Twan or something. It's like, or when I'm around you, I'm relaxed. I don't feel like I have to be a certain way or say a certain thing or not say certain things because of who you are. And it's like, with them, it's like immediate, I can't be myself. You know? Like, not truly.
Yeah.
So a safe space for me is somewhere that's like not a stressful place.
Absolutely. I feel like for me, safe spaces is absolutely what you're saying. Me being able to have the freedom to be myself fully. And I see so much value in that personally, because for a lot of years, I wasn't creating that safe space and advocating for myself to have that, or I wasn't choosing relationships that provided me with that, you know. And so I was in environments that was not safe all the time. I didn't feel safe to just be myself, period. I didn't feel like safe. Even when I got in safe spaces, I didn't know how to be myself. You know what I mean? Like, I had to learn that. Like, when me and Cherry first met, it was like, this is just a Virgo, period. But, like, I have to slowly reveal myself to you. Like, even though I was being myself with her and I felt safe, it was, like, still little things. Like, today was, like, hikey the first time I really twerked in front of Cherry. Like, and I be twerking or whatever, but, like, you know, it's just, like, certain things. I'm just, like, certain people just know me more fully. And it just takes time, you know. I feel like it's a natural thing. I also feel like, for me, safe spaces is, like, me having the comfort to be vulnerable and communicate my feelings, whether it's about something that's happening in that relationship, whether it's communicating through conflict with another person, or even just having a shared space where I can be completely open about what's going on with me in general, or my mental health or my physical health, like all of that. And so, although I do have a lot of close relationships, I wouldn't consider all of them safe spaces, because honestly, I can't be 100% myself, or I don't feel comfortable just telling them like the real truth of what's going on with me or nothing like that. Like, I probably would maybe say like 4 people, you know, that I can really say I have safe spaces with.
Yeah.
And part of that is me not opening up in those other relationships, you know, to create that safe space. So, yeah.
Yeah. A place where I can share my thoughts is important too. Because honestly, I've only felt safe enough to do that with like 2 people. I mean, you and Twan. Everybody knows by now.
Yeah.
But like, all of my thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, I never... Yeah. Outside of that, I never really felt like I could.
Yeah, you definitely teach me. Like, I be learning from you and like trying to be like you, because in moments I feel myself holding back or whatever, you know, and I'm like, Cherry's just being herself. Like, I could just be myself too. I could just like dance right now if I want to, or just like say something silly. And like, I'll be honest, like, really only one person that I'm way 100% me is, and that's my cousin Imani. And like, I've known her since the second she was born, so that's the first thing.
Yeah.
And so I've always just been able to be me with her. But she just a open ass person like that, like just totally accepting of how people is. That's just her.
Yeah.
And we spend a lot of our life together, and so I can't hide who I am from her. And the parts of me that's like the most vulnerable, or even the most toxic, or like, she really know who I am. And so that's my girl.
Shout out.
Shout outs. Yeah. Do you have anything else? Well, I mean, Get Well Soon is low-key like my segment, but check out the video on my channel and go subscribe. Go subscribe to I've Got Time Podcast, and go subscribe to Get Well Soon.
Yeah.
And if you really feeling froggy, go subscribe to Manifesting with Karmic Psycho, because I'm like 200 subs away from becoming monetized, and like, I haven't really posted on that channel in a long time, I'm gonna be honest with you, but it was for good reason. You need to take your breaks and take care of yourself so that you can have like more value to offer other people, and I just ain't have it. So yeah,
subscribe, please.
So this week for Forest Bias, we're really gonna keep it at home, okay? And we're gonna discuss me, because I'm a published author. Is that how you say it? Author?
Author.
I'm saying Arthur like
Arthur Ashe. Or
no, not
character?
Arthur. Yeah, the character, like the one with the fists. DW's brother. Yeah, so I published my first book like 2 years ago, maybe at this point.
Has it been 2 years? I think so.
I think it has been 2 years. It's called Couple's Guide to Intimacy. And it's really about creating intimate spaces in your relationships, allowing yourself to be more deep and vulnerable. But more than anything, it's really a self-help book on self-love. I talk about aligning your chakras. I talk about, you know, getting to know yourself, healing from past trauma. And it really is a short, quick read. So you get what you need to get out of it, and then you can go on about your life. It's like 26 pages, and the letter is kind of big, so
yeah,
it's really like it's a very intentional book.
Yeah.
You're just there to get the knowledge and go on. And I also give tips and stuff about creating intimacy in your romantic relationship and other relationships as well. So
yeah,
check out the book. It's amazing. It's available on Amazon. You can get the physical copy book, and you can also get the ebook on Amazon. And then you can also purchase the book directly from me on my website at www.fullmoonbeauties.com. It is a little bit cheaper on my website, but it's a PDF version, so you're just downloading the PDF, and that's why it's cheaper. And you're buying it directly from me, so check that out. and it will be linked below. It's always actually linked below.
Literally.
So buy my shit. It's literally like $10 or less. And so if you can invest $10 in your mental health, because it's not really about me making the money, like that book was a labor of love to me. It was for my community. It wasn't for so that I could make a profit.
Yeah.
Well, you want to get into the breaks? This is like low-key been my favorite segment lately.
Let's do it.
Like I said last week, I really been getting back into my music bag, and I noticed something about myself this week, and it was like 2 different times where Spirit was like, this is something that you need to work on right now. So I realized that I be mad angry. And this is like a learned behavior that I have taught my kids, and I literally hate it. That's like the biggest reflection of yourself is your kids. So like I notice how they process their emotions and stuff, and it's like they literally get it from me and their dad. And so it's something that I want to work on now that I'm like totally aware of what I've been doing. Mm-hmm. This week when we was at therapy with Eva, we kind of had like a little breakthrough, because we came to a conclusion that Eva does not like sharing her negative emotions. So if anything is like, you know, sadness, anger, like she feels uncomfortable sharing it. And like her therapist was like, you know, essentially it's because I don't share those things with Max and Eva. I'm like shield them and protect them from that stuff. But that's not real life, you know. Mm-hmm. Like it's not, they're going to experience those emotions.
Yeah.
And it's because I was hiding from those emotions and running from them and like avoiding facing them or processing them. And so I was low-key teaching them to do the same thing unconsciously.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm aware of that, I've been practicing all week daily being present in my emotions. The yoga has been helping me being present in my emotions, breath work. And this week, the music I've been listening to was just allowing me to channel that anger and release it. Like, I feel angry about this, and I don't really allow myself to get angry because I don't even want to get took up by high vibration. But, like, at the same time, how high is your vibration if you're holding on to the anger every day?
Yeah.
So, I said all that to say, for my music of the week, I was really getting intense. Mm-hmm. So my first song that I've been listening to this week is Smack a Bitch by Rico Nasty.
A bop.
It's a bop. We're big Rico Nasty fans here at I've Got Time. Rico, we love you, girl.
Rico.
But this song specifically, I just felt like this week, but I wanted to smack a bitch, honestly. And I still do. And if I was like 15 years old, I would have. And so I be having these conflicting energies with my inner child and who I am now. And it's like, girl, I will beat your ass. But you can't, because you can't be 33 fighting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, why would you be doing that? Why would I want to be out here like...
It's not a good look.
At the grocery store trying to tussle with some random stranger. You know,
I wanted that orange, bitch.
The orange. The other song that I've been listening to, well, another song is Ass Kicking by Mona Leo. Or, I'm sorry, her name is Mona Leo. That's her name. Mona Leo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to think about it every time. Like,
excuse me.
Yeah.
She actually just dropped the album this week. It's called Where the Flowers Don't Die. I haven't had a chance to make it through there, but I actually been listening to this song for a few weeks now. I had sent Cherry the video, and first of all, the video visuals had me immediately because she is pregnant as fuck. Mm-hmm. And at first I was like, is she wearing a baby cast? But all her friends in the video was pregnant too. And that's what make it even funnier. And she's like, bitch, yeah, ho, yeah, ho. And I'm just like, yes. Like, I just needed to get that up. I need to get that off of my chest. And so, if you feel the same way I do, I encourage you to just put on some music that's going to help you rage. Because you got to get it out somehow. And you might not be able to directly say to that one person, like, you fucking suck, you're pissing me off, and I want to punch you in the face right now. Mm-hmm. But you can blast some music that's going to, like, help you process those feelings around it and just allow you to be mad. Like, yes, your feelings are valid, but maybe in the actual relationship you can't like say and do these things because that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
But it's not unhealthy to feel that way. And I'm learning that. And then the last song that I had for my music of the week was by Queen Herbie. If y'all don't know who she is, she used to be in the group Carmen. They was like really famous on YouTube like in 2010 to 2016.
Yeah. They used to do like covers to songs.
Yeah, and they was really actually a vibey ass group. And so she's been doing solo projects for years now, and her music actually is pretty lit, but she's a white rapper, so it's like, everybody ain't gonna be here for that. Yeah. But I do like and enjoy her music, and every now and again she drop a really good song. And so this song is actually old. It's called Rabbit Hole, and she basically say Rabbit Hole is essentially my booty hole brown, okay? And so she said, like, you could kiss my ass, like, period. And that's how I feel this week. Like, there's several people who could literally kiss my ass. They could lick it from the inside out because not that way, like as a punishment, not like, it's like, fuck you, basically, like, that's what I'm saying is. So, yeah, that's really been doing something for me. And then I also been really listening to The Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi, the album. Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite albums since I was like younger. First of all, Cudi's from Cleveland, so I just have like this connection with him. Like I think I know him personally when I really don't. And also like I reconnected with my best friend recently, Melissa, and we used to play this album from front to back. So when I be listening to this, I just feel like kids again, like, and also just process my emotions about things that happened during that time. And so shout out to this album because it's kind of emo, but that's what I be needing to get through like and grieve sometimes. So what'd you have for the music of the week?
Well,
when'd you do your hair? Last night? When I was asleep?
Yesterday morning.
Oh, when I was at work.
Yeah. I had to get fresh. Guys, there's a Pound Town remix with Nicki. That song made my summer.
The whole summer.
Mm-hmm. Specifically the part where Nicki's like talking and she's like, guess whose baby daddy is busting in my DMs.
I really like the original song already. Mm-hmm. And I really fuck with Nicki on the remix because it's giving the original Nicki, OG Nicki, which to me I resonate with the most. And honestly, I love that song because my pussy is pink and my booty hole is brown. It's giving a pussy talk summer.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking with it because I'm, trying to get back my sexy back, feel myself again. And this is what you need is just a good twerk playlist. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. What else you got?
Glorilla dropped the song Lick or Something. Not something, Lick or Some. Another pussy anthem.
It's got slob on my knob. What is that called when they like used to be?
I guess
sample it. Yeah, it's like
is
a sample.
Sampling? Yeah, it's kind of like the whole thing. It's not like.
But I would say that it's a little different though, and I feel like Juicy J produced it because it say "shut the fuck up" when it first come on. Yeah. So it is a sample. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's sample slob on my knob, and it's like, first of all, who doesn't know slob on my knob? Slob on my knob, like corn on the cob. Check in with me and do your job. Late on the bed. I'm gonna stop there because I could finish the whole song, and we don't. For the most part, this is a Is it? Nah, it's not. I'm lying. It's not. I mean, we're wellness, but
adult world is.
You don't have to pretend to not be all of the parts of yourself just to be well. Like, I'm still ratchet. I'm still a hood girl. Like, I'm still very alt. Like, I'm going to be me. So,
yeah. I did get around to starting to listen to the Mona Leo. I could have sworn it was Leo.
No, she said it, and I watched the interview, and she like actually said it. She's like, it's Mona and Leo.
Okay. I think I made it to like track 5.
Mm-hmm.
The intro really threw me off because it's not based on the singles. It's like, what is this? But then it immediately goes into the songs we know. So this still kind of has me a little confused. Like, there's a message there. I understand the purpose of it.
Yeah.
But it was like, so are you not who I thought you were? But then she quickly reminds us that she is.
Yeah. I feel like, sometimes they just be wanting to, like, say what they got to say, and then they're going to get their shit off. I really enjoy her music. She got hella songs that I listen to and have on a lot of playlists. So shout out to her. I think she's doing her thing. And I feel like it's dope as fuck that she's pregnant as fuck in this video. And that more women is celebrating their pregnancy and living out loud with it. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot of bitches pregnant right now, but like Rihanna's really been looking fine as fuck on the ground, making it look easy to be pregnant and shit. Like, but I think pregnancy would be easier if we allowed ourselves to relax into who we really are, instead of trying to be like, oh, now I'm in mommy mode. Like, when I was pregnant, I used to be like in a swimsuit every day with my whole belly out, at least with Max. So you gotta do you, girl, and be comfortable, and at least try and let your body do what it needs to do at peace for those 9 months. Yeah. What else you was listening to this week?
What else was I listening to? I feel like I went
Gloss Up.
Oh yeah, Gloss Up did a Put It on the Floor remix. I don't think it's streaming, but it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I honestly think it'd be so good if she just hopped on a remix with Lotto. That would have been a fire remix if she just put a verse down on the song, because it was a good freestyle.
Yeah, it was good. Shout out.
We
the
love
girls
that.
are really giving us what we need still, and that's what I'm here for. I realized the other day that most of the music I listen to, most of the rap I listen to, is female rap, and that really warms my heart.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel definitely more connected to more female rappers, and I feel like, honestly, a lot of male rappers, I don't want to say it's just the content of the music, but for so long, women have been forced to listen to the misogyny and the patriarchy over rap beats, and it's like, now we are more empowered, and we have our whole own thing, and so, yeah, I'm gonna fucking listen to women over men, because I'm a woman. I feel more connected to what it is that they're saying. Yeah, so a lot of my playlist is all female, like the High Vibe one, BBLU, like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Here for it.
So here for it. Well, what are you making time for this week?
I don't know. Figuring out what to do now that the kids aren't in school.
Well, I hope you making time to figure out what you're gonna wear for your birthday.
That too.
Yeah, make time to celebrate yourself. It's literally your birthday week. Like, I don't want to tell you what your intentions is or nothing, but like, can you relax?
Yeah.
I feel like that is the benefit of the kids being out of school for summer. I love when my kids is out of school. I wish I had the capacity to homeschool them so I didn't have to worry about that shit. But I feel like in the summertime we could finally relax, you know, because of course I work with them on like little stuff. I want them to still be learning and stuff. And of course they gonna keep going to therapy all summer long. But now we can finally just chill, just do fun shit together and like hang out. All the stuff that we've been wanting to do, but we haven't had a chance because we be at work and school for 8 hours a day. So
yeah,
I'm excited and looking forward to it.
Yeah. What you making time for?
This week, making time to invest in my business. I just started advertising again for Full Moon Beauties. If you guys are not aware, I'm bless you. Okay, the blessings coming down. Period. Cherry been sneezing all morning.
Yeah.
You probably need to take like some allergy medicine. Like take one of those kids pills.
Yeah.
Take 2. What I was about to say. Oh yeah, so like I had a salon, I guess, right? Well, what would you call it? A studio? I had a studio.
Yeah.
In Hopewell, Virginia, and I transitioned into working mobily. So I was just going to my clients physically. And so when we relocated here, I honestly felt like super uninspired and unmotivated because Normal, Illinois is predominantly white, which means it's inherently racist. And so previously, when I started my aesthetics career here, I ran into issues where people would just flat out throw my resume away. I couldn't get a job into a salon. And so like I have no choice but to start working for myself, but also like how does a black woman attract all these white clients when they don't want to work with black people?
Right.
And so immediately when I came here, I had a lot of limiting beliefs like and fears like as far as my business goes. And I really didn't even try, honestly. And so like now I'm ready to put the effort into my business. And I've been posting all week, so you guys can follow me at Full Moon Beauties on Instagram and on Facebook too. And if you want to book with me, I'm booking at www.fullmoonbeauties.com.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, I've got time.